The performance was enchanting.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kristen, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 10 home organization ideas to get your entire home organized, clean, and make it super functional. I'm going to be sharing with you ideas that you can use to organize your bathroom, kitchen, closets, laundry room, and open areas around your home. So if you're looking for some inspiration and motivation to get started, I hope this video helps. Before we get started, I want to give a huge thank you to Cricut for sponsoring today's video. I'm going to be taking my organizing to the next level this time by customizing and making my own labels using my Cricut Maker. They're going to be so cute. I'm so excited to share them. So more about that later on in today's video, but let's go ahead and get this organizing started. I love using organization as a way to optimize the amount of space that you have. So using doors like this is a perfect way to store some extra things vertically without taking up too much room in your home. So I'm going to be using this IKEA Stuck Organizer. This is something that you can unfold and hang and store away when you're not using it. It doesn't take up any space at all. You can hang it over top of your door or in a closet, and it's just a perfect way to organize smaller items. I'm going to be using this as a way to organize my cleaning supplies. I've shown many different ways that you can store cleaning supplies to kind of optimize the space, but this is a super useful one. You can store all of your cleaning supplies, all of your accessories, and it just makes it really easy to open the door, find what you need, and grab all the products that you're going to be using. If you already have one of these vertical hanging organizers, try it out with your cleaning supplies or any other small items that you have to organize your space that much better. Since this organizer is waterproof, you could use it in the shower to organize all of your products. This would save space in your shower by using that vertical height, attaching it to the curtain rod, and storing all of your products vertically. I love little organizers like this that really take your cupboards, your closets to the next level. These are shelf organizers and they're renter friendly. They slip right onto your shelf and you can organize different areas of your home. So you can use it in a cupboard like this to kind of create a multi-purpose storage area. So the dividers will help divide out that shelf and turn this space into an area that you can store multiple different things but keep things really organized. So I can slip in my cutting boards, my tea towels, even some Ziploc bags, and that way everything has its own little place in a small area and it feels and looks very organized. These shelf dividers are perfect for a builder grade closet as well. If you have a home that has a nice little top shelf like this, you can use these dividers to help organize that shelf better. I have a bunch of towels and shirts up here that never really look that organized. So I'm slipping these dividers in, creating little cubby spaces to store some rolled up towels and some extra shirts to make it look a lot neater. Now onto some pantry and cupboard organization. I'm going to be showing you a fun, creative way of storing your canned goods. This is super easy and kind of creates a little vending machine opportunity here. So I'm going to be using this little file holder. I'm flipping it on its side and using it as a little storage area for my cans. This is the perfect way to divide out your cans, organize them, but also create a little moment to grab and the rest of the cans kind of roll through so that you're always circulating the cans. I feel like using products like this that you might already have in your home and making a new purpose for them really makes organizing that much more fun. If you have a little furry friend like this tip might come in handy for you. Every time my cats eat, they leave a mess around the floor like this, so I'm always sweeping up their food to make the space look cleaner, obviously. I'm going to create a little organization storage opportunity using these damage-free mop and broom hooks. Sometimes just having a designated spot for something makes your house feel that much more organized. This holds 4 pounds of weight. It's renter friendly, and you can just snap in whatever you want to hold up. So for me, I'm going to be hanging my little broom just for convenience and creating this little storage opportunity for something that I use every single day. You can also use this to store away your Swiffer vacuum, your Swiffer wet jet, or your duster, or just your broom to hold all of your stuff vertically and take up less space in your home. You might be able to tell that I love hanging storage ideas. So here's another one for your oven mitts and oven pads. If you don't have a designated space for them like me and you just have them shoved away in a drawer, you could actually use shower rings like this to hang your oven mitts, oven pads, or really any other kitchen utensil. These are clear little shower rings that I picked up from IKEA, super affordable. I think they're around 50 cents, and you can just slip them on to your oven and use this as a little storage opportunity. Obviously, this would look a lot cuter if you didn't have bright colored oven mitts like I do. If you had some really pretty neutral ones that go with your kitchen, it can act as decor. But in my case, I'm actually going to hide them behind my tea towel here, and you don't even know that they're there. So you can access them when you need them, but also hide them behind more of your decorative elements. You can hang pretty much anything from these little curtain rings. You can also hang and organize your hats. If you have a ton of hats in your home and you want a designated hanging spot for them, you can use shower rings like this. You can attach them to one of your clothes hangers and hang them up in your closet. This will keep your hats off the floor, off of surfaces, and put away in their own designated place. I'm always working on new ways to organize the dishes in the cupboard. So I love the way the plates are displayed. It's super functional for us. But the bowls are something that I haven't figured out. They always end up on top of each other like this. It's hard to get at the ones you want. There's a ton of vertical space in here that I can take advantage of and turn into an organization opportunity. So I'm using these nice little shelf baskets that hang from the shelf above. So if you have a space like this in your kitchen, you can definitely use these. You can slip them into the shelf above and separate your dishes that way. It stays organized, and now every dish has its own little designated spot, which always makes things look and feel that much more organized. Onto some simple laundry room organization. I'm sure a lot of your laundry rooms look just like this. You have all of the products that you want to use out, ready to grab at, and no matter how many times you try and line everything up to make it look a lot neater, it still could just look a lot better. So I'm going to be sharing with you a simple way to make your laundry room look very Pinterest worthy. I'm going to be rejarring all of my products to make them look beautiful and make them look like a decorative piece. So I'm using these IKEA jars as well as these tight close jars. To start, I'm laying down a tray so that all of my jars can kind of stay together and stay looking neat, tidy, and decorative. And I'm rejarring my Tide Pods, sealing those off with a nice lid. They're super easy to access, and doing the same thing with my scent boosters. You can just stick a nice little scoop in there so that you can access your supplies and products super easily. I'm also going to be rejarring my dryer sheets to make them look a lot neater, but also keep the scent within the jar and keep them fresh. It really makes it easy to access them, grab what you need, and keep things looking really clean and tidy. Another little detail that makes the laundry room look messy is the garbage can. I have a little garbage can here for my lint, and I'm actually going to be using this little mini countertop garbage can with a lid to store away all of my lint, and it keeps the garbage looking like it's not garbage and it's hidden behind everything and in a nice container. Now, I'm not done yet. I want to add a little bit more detail to this organization by customizing my own labels. I'm going to be using the Cricut Maker to make my own labels. This is the ultimate smart cutting machine. It accurately, quickly, simply cuts so many different materials, over 300 different materials. I'm going to be using it to cut my vinyl today, but it can cut delicate paper, fabric, or even tough materials like leather or basswood. The possibilities to make anything just feel endless using the Cricut Maker. You can use it to cut and make iron-on projects, sewing DIY projects, wall art, paper crafts, furniture customizations, stencils. The Cricut Maker offers a wide range of tools that you can use for all these different projects. The possibilities are endless when you have the ability to engrave, draw, deboss, cut, create perforations, you can make wavy lines. All of the things that seemed almost impossible to do on your own are now possible because of the Cricut Maker. You can go onto the Cricut design space and find 50 ready-to-make projects, or you could go on and make your own custom pattern. I'm going to be using this beautiful watercolor brush Cricut font that I found to create these labels for my laundry room. You can also bring in different templates like this jar, to kind of visualize what your design is going to look like. But it's super easy to do. You just kind of type in whatever you want your label to say and press make it. It connects to your iPhone, your iPad, your laptop, or a desktop. I'm just plugging mine into my laptop to work from there and cut out my labels for this project. It's so cool to watch the Cricut working in action. It's super quick. The font that I chose is not something I'd be able to cut out with scissors or make on my own. So this is super cool that it's just doing it for me, and I just get to sit back and wait for it. The machine cut out the labels absolutely perfectly. All you have to do is weed out all the space that you don't want on the label, and you're left with just the font. And you can just easily apply that using the Cricut transfer tape. That way your font stays straight, all the letters are in the exact place that you want them, and you can apply it to the jar. So this totally elevates the organization in here. It makes it look custom. This is definitely something that I would buy in stores if I could find a jar that says this, but it's so cool that I can make it myself and really customize it to my home using my Cricut Maker. I'm actually really excited about creating custom gifts with my Cricut Maker because I'm always on Etsy and different sites trying to find custom gifts, and now I can actually make them myself. I want to make my own wall art, do iron-on projects, make different stencils, customize mugs. I'm just so excited. The Cricut Maker is definitely a must if you're a DIYer or a crafter like me. Now that I can create these beautiful labels, I'm also going to be taking this opportunity to reorganize my spice cabinet. There's so many ways to organize spices. I'm going to be rejarring them, but not rejarring these ones. These have a built-in grinder, so those can stay as is. But for the rest of them, I'm going to be rejarring them to get rid of the original packaging and use these IKEA 365 glass jars.
If you use moisturizer every day, you have to watch this.
Avoid moisturizing.
There's a lot of different ideas out there as to how to make good small space design work. And today we're about to visit an amazing tiny house that breaks all of the rules in the most brilliant ways. Hi Samara, how are you?
Hi Bryce, good thanks.
G'day James, how's it going mate?
Beautiful, Bryce, thanks.
It is a pleasure to meet you both, and wow, what an absolutely striking home you have here.
Thank you.
So what was it that inspired you to build a tiny house?
Yeah, well, we were living in a pretty small house already, and it became sort of something that we've been exploring through Dad's work. He's a building designer, and then I've sort of been working alongside him doing interiors for a long time. And so we actually decided to move out of our little house and back in with Mum and Dad and build this on their property as just a bit of an experiment in how much we could pare back a home and still make it livable and comfortable. So it's pretty small as far as tiny houses go. But yeah, it's been an interesting journey, and we actually even surprised ourselves by how much we love living in it.
So what size is the tiny house?
It's on a 4.8 meter trailer, and then the bathroom is sort of a separate component, which is still movable via a crane.
So it's actually built in 3 separate modules then?
Yes, so it's bathroom, kitchen, and the bedroom there. At the moment, this is the format we've really sort of been able to fit in this space, and we love living here. It's been fantastic.
Excellent. And the style of this home is just so cool. This all black exterior is just incredibly striking.
Thank you. Yes, we do have a bit of a thing for dark spaces. It's been our retail shop that we run, and a few of the other houses that Dad's designed over the last few years have definitely moved in a darker tonal direction. And there's just something very nurturing about dark spaces, which I really love.
And the use of the timber, the stone, the metal, it's also elemental.
Yeah, we love our natural materials, and we also use a lot of recycled materials as well. And I think we're fundamentally, humans just want to connect back with nature, or we certainly do.
The look of this home, it almost has a very Japanese aesthetic. Can you talk to me about the design?
Yeah, well, most of the design, particularly the outside, has all really been done by my dad. So we were involved and sort of got our say along the way, but he had a vision. Interestingly, he's never been to Japan, but I think that his aesthetic is very aligned with that Japanese Zen sort of aesthetic as well. So yeah, I feel like it comes across, and a lot of people say that when they see the house. So yeah.
One of the things that I noticed about this from the exterior already is that there aren't a lot of windows, and the windows are quite minimal. Can you talk to me about that?
We originally did this house with the idea that because it's modulated, we'd pull it apart a little bit and put bigger decks in between it when we eventually moved it out to a larger block of land. And so that would mean that a lot of natural light comes in. But with the way that it is now, it does feel like it hasn't got a lot of windows. So we've kind of popped a few more in, like this one's a new addition, and brought a little bit more light into the space that way. And it actually works quite well now. You get sort of a lot of like flood in from the bathroom through the kitchen and bedrooms in the morning.
And so you're living here now on your family land?
Yeah, this is Mum and Dad's property, and they've got their house up the back there, and my sister and her fiance now live in that home with them. And we've just finished another house that's owned by my aunt, so they might even move into the garage part of that. So we're all kind of living on the one property, and Dad always had this vision to have the family all together on one property, and we always kind of rolled our eyes at it and joked that, like, as if that's ever going to happen. But it's actually turned out that the longer we're here, the more we love having the support of our family, and the more we even see a future where we've got kids and actually being close to Mum and Dad and my sister and that support as being something that really should be valued rather than looked as sort of a backup plan.
And having someone coming back to, after a long day of work, and actually having someone to speak to, having someone to connect with, being able to cook together, you can't put a price on that. And I find it almost bizarre now that we've decided to become more individualized, more atomized, living in our own little separate dwellings. This does feel a lot more natural. And I don't think I'd change it from here, if given the choice.
The house is obviously beautiful, but you've also done a lot of really lovely landscaping around the place as well.
Family effort,
It's been definitely a team effort. We sort of wanted the home to feel like it's a part of the natural environment. It's kind of coming out of the earth, and it's got that sort of feel to it. And just being surrounded by greenery is just nice.
You feel better.
Yeah, you
There's
really
something
do.
really, really relaxing about just looking out your window and seeing all these plants, ferns, herbs just kind of sticking their way through. And it's magical.
Now, what you're doing with this bathroom is really interesting because it's sort of outside and sort of inside. It's this lovely hybrid, isn't it?
It's probably my favorite bathroom I've ever had, actually. I love an outdoor shower, but then, the rest of the bathroom we obviously wanted inside. So we kind of resolved it so the door opens and you can have it as one whole bathroom with the shower outside and the toilet and basin inside, or you can close that door and that toilet basin area is fully enclosed. So obviously if it's raining, then that makes more sense.
And so for water, toilet, you're hooked into all the city infrastructure?
We are for now. There was an idea that we could make this as off-grid as we needed to make it, but for now it is just sort of easier to sort of have it plugged into whatever's in the area already.
Good idea. And especially when you've built such a small, tiny house, there's a lot to be said, I think, for separating the toilet a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely. I think it helps make it more livable for us. And for that reason, we also separated the kitchen and the bedroom pavilion as well.
It helps bring the outside in a little bit, which you're always interacting with the world around you. You're not just closed off from it, which I think is pretty important. And it's definitely something we've become to realize the longer we live here, is that how much we actually appreciate the surrounds as well.
Well, already from the outside, I can see that this home is something very special, and I cannot wait to see what you've done on the inside. Can we take a look?
Absolutely.
Great. After you.
Raviolis.
Don't just eat that.
I'm terrified.
You're going to be unhealthy.
I don't look like
Have a
you.
ravioli.
How do you eat like that and look
The
like that?
women
I have an iron
of
gut. Now I do.
my family are
That's all it
used
takes.
this
That's
time
all it
of
takes.
year.
The reason
Because
I am slim and
they
extremely
get
healthy
to cook
today is
their
because I
favorite
have done the
recipe.
work to build my gut to
I
make sure
love
that when I
to
eat, I
cook
don't get bloated.
with my mom. You can always find me in the kitchen.
Oh,
This home.
this is incredible.
About
One of the things that
2
I immediately
years
noticed walking
ago.
in here is how dark everything is, but it just works so beautifully.
It's been an interesting trying to balance the light and dark, and so we went a little bit lighter on the walls than we were initially planning, with like this sort of concrete kind of texture. But I love it, and it does get, because we've got it open at both ends, a lot of natural light when it's sunny does kind of pour in here, which is beautiful. So we're kind of relying on that natural light a lot, and when there's none of that, it just feels like a beautiful dark cave, which is cool too.
A cave which we can sort of fit everything in as well.
Yeah.
We haven't got much, but it all fits.
The concrete look walls are very cool. How did you achieve this?
It's not actually concrete per se. It's panels of chipboard or like, you know, excess timber that's actually had concrete poured through it in very sort of thin sections. And it just means it's quite light to build with, quite pliable. But when you actually get it up there, it does look like almost you are just in a concrete room. It's fairly new, I think, on the market, but we found it pretty early. And we just knew that this is what we wanted to make our kitchen out of.
Very clever. And it's just so beautifully offset by all of the black timber and cabinetry in here.
Yeah, we had these big chunks of cedar wood, which we felt would just work perfectly for the shelves. And I love having that open shelving sort of style.
Very hard to clutter up when you've got everything